tonight, on this Valentine's Day, or Galentine's Day, or Palentine's Day, we are playing Tomb of Annihilation with DM Patrick. Take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, welcome everybody as our party better get off of the 5th level of the Tomb of Annihilation tonight and make their way toward level 6. We'll see. Joining me tonight.
Hi, I am Lorne. I am playing Chie, the Tortle Circle of the Coast druid, who has been the substitute for his brother for going on, I believe this is day 5?
Yes.
Andy playing Thorn, Tabaxi Paladin Warlock.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris. I am playing Hollis, the rock and roll rock gnome, and currently seeking to shout at the devil.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Winthrop Q. Rutherford, Explorer Extraordinaire, Gloomstalker Ranger.
He's a raging.
I'm a Ranger, and Master of Ontology.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Beatrix Caspian Rutherford, Cavalier Extraordinaire.
Nabil here. Nabil here. I'll be playing as Olo, a turtle monk mastering the way of the drunken fist.
I am Brendan, and I will be playing Scald Runejaw, a fighter. Trust me, I'm a fighter.
And last time, our party who had locked themselves into the room of this golden mastodon fought a flaming floor and a variety of devils. Winthrop, who had been trapped in the hallway outside, used his new cloak of the Mountebank to teleport into the room, climbed up into his rope trick, which you can see here as the little tent. It is still standing. At the end of the battle against all of these devils, the flames on the floor went out, and you were approached by an undead warrior named Chigakare, who is the figure that was in the paintings on the walls shown riding his mastodon through the hells to get back to his beloved town. And he presented you guys with the Skull Chalice, which you have been tasked to find by the princess, as this will prove her lineage and hopefully act as a way to reinstate her as a leader of Chult.
Winthrop's going to be a consort.
No. She's just gonna die. We'll adopt the nephew and be his regents, and then he'll mysteriously die or be married to one of our children.
Oh, that's a way better idea. Why don't I let you just plan everything from here on out?
Will you listen to everything I say?
I mean, if they're all this good.
And as that exchange took place and the undead warrior faded back into the murals on the wall, the stone block that had blocked the room raised up. Flying in were two of the winged creatures that had been harassing Winthrop on the outside, and that is where we pick up. You guys are all out on the floor. I'm assuming you came out of your rope trick to deal with the
Ghost,
the undead warrior, but I don't know if we specifically said that, Winthrop, or
I
not.
never did. Mostly I've been hanging out upside down, shooting out of the rope trick.
All right, so you're still in there. You can just hear these wings zzz, fly past. Top of the round, though, it is Winthrop.
Okay, so I will lean back down, and as those two,
Yeah,
should we let Scald roll in?
what were they again?
Yep. You never quite figured out what they were.
I was more, what's the name of them for when I reference them as I'm...
Mesoloth.
And is this a new new combat, or the same combat as before?
Same combat.
All right. Then I'm going to lean down and say, up here, chuckleheads. and 2 shots, 1 to each. First shot to the top, second shot to the bottom.
All
If
right.
memory serves, they can see you.
They can, but they can't see me when I'm in the rope trick. They can see the rope going up, but it disappears. Once I lean down, then they can see me, but I'm kind of, getting their attention to look up.
In fact,
So-
you don't
oh,
honey, you don't even need to come out of the rope trick if memory
Attacks-
serves.
Attacks can't go over the threshold, so I have
Really?
to.
Oh.
Yeah, he has to leave it in order to be able to see the target.
So I'm
and
kind of
target
leaning
them.
down like a gymnast and shooting. So the first one moving Hunter's Mark, and I can't
And-
move Hunter's Mark to the second one, I guess, because it's a bonus action, but that's okay.
Yeah, the first shot misses.
Oh, well, let's do the second shot on him as well. So I'm pretty sure I'm out of luck. No, I have 1 left, but we're not going to use that.
Ooh.
Yeah, 32 will hit.
That's I like when things double. Almost double.
All right, yeah, that is 23 piercing damage, and this is the one you can see that is flying in front that you had already injured. So it is starting to look a little
Ian?
worse for.
Ian, your damage is showing wrong.
Is my damage showing wrong?
Yes,
That does look wrong.
because I'm pretty sure you add
It's just
a
auto
plus
rolling.
2.
It's auto rolling 6. It's not rolling a d6.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's that
Okay,
too.
let's do this, and then once we get over my turn, I'll get Lauren over here. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So okay, just roll a
me a
d8. D8.
Oh, right, for as long. Yeah, longbow's D8.
Oh shit! Oh my god, I hate the calculating in this. 7.
All right. So 7 plus 3 is 10. Plus your dex, which is a 5, or sorry, which is another 3, is a 13. Plus 2 because
Sharpshooter.
archery
Plus 3
is. Yeah, no. It's more he has braces of archery and he has the archery fighting style. One of them gives plus 2 to damage.
And 1 does the plus 2 to hit, so.
So it'd be a total of 3 plus 2 plus 3 is 8. So 15 damage total. Plus 6
Plus
for
your
his
Hunter's Mark. Yeah.
no,
21.
plus 4 because it's adding a plus 2 to that.
Should be a d6 plus.
I will fix it and be ready for by my turn.
Okay, yeah,
All
we'll
right.
fix it. Lauren knows this better than me.
First turn.
All right. Olo. So these
Okay.
creatures are flying up in the air. They're about 15 feet up right now, sort of flying in and just coming in through the entrance. What would you like?
Oh, I was jeez. I could stay out of the way and let the range fighters take care of them, but hey, this is Olo we're talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out here to the wall, run up well, depending on how much movement I have left, just enough that I can move around the wall and try and see as I'm falling down and try and strike this guy over here. The one that's...
you have enough movement to do that.
all right, so...
Being a monk, yeah, you duck through Skald and Beatrix, race up the wall, swing with your staff, roll me your attack.
All right, so as I'm landing, and I'm hoping it's good strike. Come on. Oh, I'm guessing that didn't go through.
It does not. You swing and it just flies slightly up above and your staff sparks against the stone wall as you slide down it back onto the floor.
All right, so yeah, I really don't have enough moves to pull off any other awesome style. So How much key do I have? Oh, I have enough key that I can go. I'm going to use it as a bonus action and go into dodge mode.
All right. Chie.
All right. So let's look around at everybody here. Right. Okay. How high off the ground are these things? Because I wasn't here when you described that.
15 feet.
Cool. Not sure if this is going to work. So what the hell? We're going to try the closest one to produce.
That hits.
Does it look like they took fire damage?
It looks like it did some damage, but not as much as you would expect.
Cool. In the meantime, we are then going to fire off a second level healing word at Beatrix.
Roll for an attack.
So
All
you
right,
get healed
any
for
movement?
12 points.
And any movement?
Is the floor on fire?
No.
No. I'm done.
All right. Hollis.
Let's just kind of look at these two guys and look at the first one, this guy here, and go, huh? You know, you guys are scary, I guess, but you're no spine devil.
Makes the save.
Damn. Oh well, that's all I got. Up to you, Scald. How did you get into a locked room? And that's the end of my turn.
Oh, I teleported. It's a nice cloak on my back.
No, wait, that's how I got in here.
It matches.
Beatrix.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted. All right, I am okay. I'm just gonna come over here and beat the shit out of these things.
They are 15 feet up.
Isn't she using her ring of jumping, though?
I can use my ring of jumping, though. And in fact, can I use my ring of jumping to get up on the rope and then attack? Oh, but then
The
I
rope
won't...
goes down to the floor, so as far as you jump up, you can grab on the rope and be at that height and stay there.
But the thing is, I have a shield as well. I have a +3 shield now, motherfucker. Can I use my ring of jumping just to jump up and stab?
You got thighs, don't you?
Yes, I do have thighs. You remember very well.
Well, you know how you climb a rope in high school.
Yeah, you can hang off a rope and swing one-handed.
Wait. Did anyone actually have to do that?
Not in Canada, but
Not
he's American.
I didn't have to do that, thank fuck.
Nobody has ever had to do that, I don't think.
I had to do the rope climb.
I wanted to do it. They set it up one day, but they never actually had let anyone do it.
How do they get past the liability of kid falling from ceiling?
Well, first of all, they put an airbag underneath it.
Kids bounce.
You swing, and it dodges away on the first one. Your second swing does hit. And your third hits as well for another 9.
You see, Brendan and I are younger, and it's like, yeah, no way that school's gonna let us do that. They're gonna get sued if one of us falls.
All right, Scald.
All right. Question: what is? That's Winthrop under the tent.
Yeah, that's his rope trick protective area.
Could I angle a lightning bolt to not hit any of my friends if I move here or here maybe?
Well, you could always climb up onto the skull.
Olo's on the ground in front of you, so you can just fire directly over top of him.
And I can hit both of them?
Yeah, they're in a line.
All right. Scald extends his hammer and fires a lightning bolt at them.
Okay. Dexterity save?
Yep. DC is 16.
They both make it.
Oh, great. Thanks. Okay.
You rolled the same thing for both of them?
Yeah, reversed,
just
which is
backwards.
really weird. Which is good because that's a hell of a lot of damage.
Why do they have advantage?
Because they do.
Okay.
Because they're Mesoloths. They have advantage. The spells.
Black tactics?
No, they have
No, spells and magical effect.
Yeah. Magical resistance.
Oh.
Of course, this was just a dexterity check. It's not a magical dexterity check, is it?
Yeah, it is. That'll be it for Skull.
All right. With that, one of these Mesoloths will zip into the room. And let's see.
Isn't Steph high enough up she can do attack of opportunity as it flies by?
She can.
Which means it won't move if she hits.
Mm-hmm.
Always
All
looking
right.
out for me.
That
Sentinel.
hits.
Whee!
So it doesn't move.
No movement, motherfucker!
No movement. And actually, that damage is enough to simply have it dissipate into a puff of black, oily.
Yes! Oh, don't get that stuff in your eyes. You get all black-eyed oil thing.
Raccoon eyes.
Yeah.
With that, the one behind flies a couple more feet up in the air and
Decides what to do.
decides exactly what to do. And
Whoops.
the room fills with
Oh.
green, poisonous fumes.
Is this a spell?
This is a magical ability.
Dang it.
Are those noses?
They do appear to be noses.
They are noses.
Did you
Smelling
make that,
bad.
Patrick?
No, I found that in the search function. Somebody else designed that.
Good eye, Nabil.
Sorry, give me
I'm assuming this is all poison damage.
This is poisonous. I need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Well, okay. Can
Yeah,
you send it to the back so we know how close we are to Thorn because of his +5 bonus?
And I don't have to do it,
Indeed.
right? Because I'm in my space. I'm in my safe space.
That is correct.
I don't have to do it because I'm immune to poison.
What's fine?
I'm catching in my inspiration.
I have advantage on that.
And it's a good thing I did.
So it's
Yep.
18 with the
21.
+5.
Nice.
Yeah, 18 from you too.
Isn't it a 10-foot radius?
No!
Yeah.
13.
You have advantage though.
Yeah, 13. I was a 12 and a 13.
I don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see it.
gotta click it.
You also have now you have resistance to damage from spells too. Different effect, but
Are you within
10 feet.
Thorn hilarity radius? Oh,
I am not. I'm just outside of it. It's fine. I'm resistant to poison.
All right. With that, Stephanie, 28 and 29. Damn,
She has a
Uh-huh.
+10.
Yeah, huh?
that
That's
is
still
true.
18 and a 19.
She lives with Winthrop.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Used to the smell.
All right. All of you made the saving.
Oh, cool.
Paladins have use.
So you all take anyone who is not immune to poison damage, being Olo and Chie, you take 11 poison damage.
Or am I space?
I
Am I
take
safe space?
5.
And with that, it is. Let's see. This guy's. Yeah, he'll move one back and fly a little bit up. Thorn.
I'll do my normal agonizing blast. Can I stay where I am, or do I need to move?
You can stay where you are. At the start of your turn, give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Not end of turn?
Nope. Starts its turn.
+5, 20. Another 11? Oh, no, you have to roll it.
Wait a minute.
That's
Would
gonna be
we
fun for
then
them.
have
Wow.
to do a Constitution
16.
save right away?
Yes. So, yep, 16 poison damage.
So we do have to do a Constitution save right away. That sucks.
All right, here we go.
The area is also heavily obscured, so you cannot actually see anything at this point.
Okay, I'm not sure. I would. Yeah, I guess I could run in. I guess I'll have to run in right in front of. Oh, had a critical fail there, and 23 and 17.
The first one hits, the other two do not.
Wow, disappointing.
All right. Winthrop, top of the round.
All right. So coming out of my, space, my safe space, where
Give me a
people
Constitution saving throw.
people don't judge me, haters don't hate.
As soon as you duck your head out, you are in a gas of
Am I not
a
high
poisonous
enough? I
cloud
thought it was
gas.
on the ground.
It's 20 feet. It's a 20-foot diameter cloud.
What's the ceiling?
The ceiling in here was 25 feet.
And the rope trick goes up to 60 feet. So am I on the ceiling, like 5 feet above?
I thought your rope trick was, it's a 10-foot rope.
It's a 60-foot rope. Let me pull it up. Let's see. You touch a length of rope up to 60 feet. One end of the rope then rises in the air until the whole rope hangs perpendicular to the ground. The upper end of the rope, an invisible entrance opens to a next dimensional space that lasts until the spell ends.
So it's on the ceiling.
Yep, you're up on the ceiling. Yep, you can duck out, and you are able to just stay above the cloud.
All right. So I will show Thorn how it's done by moving my Hunter's Mark to the last of the demons and shoot it twice with the proper stuff now.
Hits and hits.
And go back into my safe space where I am very
right.
key.
Yeah, this this creature takes a couple of arrow shots, and yeah, this black ichor flows out of it, and it kind of screeches, and it's starting to look a little worse for wear.
That's what he gets for hiding in a cupboard.
Olo, you are not taking any damage, but you are completely surrounded by a cloud of poison gas.
Am I able to make out that Beatrix is beside me or Scold is behind me? Or is the gas
Beatrix isn't beside you. Beatrix has climbed up the rope.
Oh,
so she's sort of next to Thorn, but higher up in the air. I would say
Doing my best Miley Cyrus impression.
Yeah, you would be able to tell that people are behind you because they were behind you when the poison cloud was started, and you would have felt Thorn sort of run past you.
All right. I mean, I'm assuming Thorn is in front of me. If I felt him going running, what is it? Is there anything in this particular area? Is this just puddle of something?
It's a puddle of gray ooze.
Ooze, and the stone wall that was blocking this passageway, is that gone or is that still there?
It is gone. It is a totally open hallway in front.
Okay. From what I can recall before the gas came, I'm assuming the wall is still there from the last time I tried to attack these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out and run up these walls in a diagonal direction towards this creature and Try and strike it.
All right. Surprise, motherfucker. Here comes a monk. Run. Yeah, you dash up the wall and pull out your quarterstaff and swing. And it flies a little bit off to the side, and you swing wide, unfortunately, and you scrape down
Seriously.
the wall, and sparking as you go, and land in front of Thorn.
All right. Oh, it's like, my bad. So I'm just gonna move to the side and let other people get a clear shot of this thing.
All right.
Nabil,
Yep.
are you meaning to use strength for your attacks?
No, I'm using dexterity. That's the
Because
highest
it's
I
rolling
have.
with strength.
What? Really?
Just your attacks, not your damage.
Mother.
Or no. +2 strength, +3 mod. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a +3 staff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the
So it would
son
be
of a-
like presumably a 18.
All right. Fix that, and we'll have
yeah.
it for use going forward.
Yep.
Good catch, Lauren. You get inspiration for that.
I think we should
Cool.
just employ Lauren for this at least like every couple levels.
You all owe Lauren $1.
I think we all owe Lauren a beer.
Even
No.
better.
What you guys can do is you can get together and buy me a pint of cider at Breakout.
There we go.
Multiple
Okay.
pints.
It costs
Done.
$10 a pint.
God damn it.
Can't wait.
I wanna
So,
go to
Chie,
Breakout.
you are up. You are
All right.
standing in the midst of this poison cloud.
Yeah, and I'm assuming I can see it, so we're gonna try one
the
of
area
these.
is completely obscured, so you are
Yeah, no.
still.
What I mean is, I'm assuming I can see this cloud of ugliness.
Oh yeah,
So it's getting
and
one of
noses
these
flying by.
Woo!
at level 3. Patrick?
Yep. So a level 3 dispel magic is not enough to dispel it.
Does he not get to roll?
That means I get to roll.
That is correct.
All right, so
So it's an innate ability.
spellcasting ability. Okay, so it's a spellcasting ability.
Fact.
That just means it's an innate ability at a higher level than 3.
Right. I was just wondering how the mechanics of it work.
So yeah, it isn't a 7th level spell, is it?
It is not. The cloud
Cool.
is
And then, yeah, I can't really do much else as a bonus action, so I'm just gonna, brush off my shoulders of the funk and go, all right, get them, guys.
Kick a few noses away.
Hollis.
Okay. As the cloud dissipates around Hollis, you see him kind of duck his head up, and he's got his crossbow in his hand, and he fires a shot right
Oh,
at the muzzle.
that hits. All right. Your bolt strikes true. It staggers a little bit. It sort of floats down in the air and then catches itself and flies back up. Any movement? Any bonus action?
I've been in more enjoyable green clouds in my time. I'm gonna move to the other side here.
All right.
Hold on a second. I only have 25 feet of movement. I'll move to there.
Beatrix, you are currently hanging from the rope. It is outside of your reach with your sword. What would you like to do?
All right, I would like to use my ring of jumping. I'm going to sort of try and use the rope. Or you know what? How far am I off from the ground if I jumped?
You're 10 feet off the ground.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and use my ring of jumping to jump off again, up against a wall and stab it.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check. you get all 3 of your attacks.
Oh,
You bounce off the wall using some of the handholds that Olo sort of knocked into it and leap around in the air. And yeah, swing 3 times, 2 of which will hit.
It was worth putting that API into Dex.
It was. Your second swing slices right through this creature, and again, it just dissipates in this oily black cloud.
Yay!
You land in your 3-point hero's pose.
so bad on the knees.
That is a horrible thing for the knees.
Oh yeah,
And-
I'm getting arthritis when I'm older.
Oh,
All right.
that's what you call a 3-point pose. Okay.
With that, you guys are out of initiative order, and what would you like to do?
Should we take
Well-
a short rest, long rest? I don't even know.
It is still only about 9 a.m., so a long rest would be difficult.
Short
I mean,
rest.
thanks to two of our teammates healing us rather splendidly. So, I mean, I'm fine for now. I can take a couple of potions, but I'm not. I can't speak for everyone else.
I mean, we're doing. A lot of us are doing decently on health. So yeah, like I would say a short rest would not be out of the realm of good things to happen to us.
I'm down to 60 hit points.
Everybody who wishes to rest gets 7 hit points.
All right.
Oh, 7, sweet. I'll take it. I'm not even gonna argue.
Yep, I'll come out because I don't want to fall out of the ceiling at the end of my rest.
So I rolled exactly what I needed to hit max.
We had a short
Ah,
rest
you're all
before
big
this
babies.
before this one, right?
We had a long rest immediately before this.
Okay.
I have to make sure I'm not going over my max. I'm just adding points. Oh, I can probably take a healing.
Guys, I have a conundrum here. Do I take a 5th level slot or do I take a 2nd and a 3rd level slot?
Yes.
Yes.
I can
No,
restore one or the other.
2nd and 3rd seems more utilitarian.
And I mean, I don't have any 5th level slots remaining, but I do have my 6th slot, which means I can cast Heal or an upcast Mass Cure Wounds. Yeah, I'm going 2nd and 3rd.
I will not take a short rest, but I will cast Alarm as a ritual a few times to get my Arcane Word.
So just a loud ringing sound that goes constantly.
It can be mental. It
In the
can
one
be, but
hallway that
it's
we-
not.
And
Oh,
Oh,
as
wait,
you
I
guys,
can do one more spell.
as you guys are taking your rest, I will say that Chie and Winthrop, with your passive perceptions, you actually hear the sound of smashing wood and breaking and what sounds like cackling and laughter. And then silence.
Right.
I'll look at that. Was it Olo that heard that as well?
That was me.
Chie
Oh, Chie.
and Winthrop.
I'm sorry. All turtles look the same.
I'm too drunk to
Look
even
at
know what he
Chie.
just said.
Look at Olo, and then realize it was Chie that heard it as well. And we will, I guess, share that information. What was that?
Well, sounds like crashing.
Yeah, but the cackling, and there were wooden bureaus and stuff in that room, with stuff in them. That's where those 2 guys came from.
Wait,
Shall we?
they
Well,
popped out of a closet?
yes, like that old story with the witch and the lion that was like some sort of god.
In a wardrobe?
Yes, and there was a Mr. Plumbus.
I think you swallowed a little bit too much gas.
Oh no, I remember that story. It was called A Midsummer Night's Dream.
But either way, how are we going to dislodge this skull from the pedestal and get it back to the museum? That's the real question right now.
Sorry, I don't have a large reduce today.
You don't have a big enough museum sack.
And it seems like Scald is reduced every day.
Come down here and say that.
Oh, I would, but the weather's so fine up here.
Short people unite.
Damn right. Although
Oh.
Beatrix isn't short.
Fun
enough.
fact.
It's like 6'4".
I found out today in real life I am shorter than Kevin Hart.
Wow.
Really?
And
Yep.
he's tiny.
He's 1.63
So what are we
meters.
doing
He's
here?
not that
Focus,
short.
everybody.
Sorry.
Should we move on into the other room?
We should move on to the other room. Big people.
All
first.
right.
And Skull.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Who's our best trap investigator now?
I'm okay at it.
Who has
Wait,
the
is it
best
investigate or is it in
+8.
deception?
Investigate.
All right, I will be guidancing whoever will be our trap checker.
All right,
Yeah.
Skull to the front.
Liberally.
+4.
I prefer to be conservatively guidanced.
Oh, sure. Send the new guy in first.
Well, here's his 10-foot pole. It's not our fault. He's the most intelligent one of us.
Today on Tomb of Annihilation, a totally normal character will be killed off. Complete.
Put
I
on this
tap
red shirt.
my headband.
All new characters get a
10-foot pole
complimentary
ahead of me.
10-foot pole.
All right.
Tapping the floor. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap.
Can I
Should I roll investigation?
It might be hard for us to see Skull going
You can.
forward. Can I pass him a red shirt?
Indeed.
Oh, jeez.
Now, Winthrop has already made this walk up and down this
It's
hallway and been
safe.
into the other room.
Then why did you
Yeah,
give
you
me
find-
the
you
10-foot
find-
pole already?
Because I wanted to see if you put on the red shirt too.
All right, Skald, you reach a room that you can see 5 teak wardrobes have been smashed, and each one is against the wall. And there are puddles of gray slime that cover parts of the floor. You see across the way from you, there appears to be an exit, and it looks like it is barred off by some sort of foliage.
Patrick,
Yes.
I saw that one to the northwest before. It wasn't broken when I was in there before, right?
That is correct. None of
I-
these were broken, and you saw there was an adamantine portcullis that was blocking off the far passage.
Then I will let Scald and everybody else know that. Those weren't broken before, and those 2 things came out of one of those wardrobes.
And you can see set in a metal plate above the portcullis appears to be writing of some kind.
Can I discern it from here without entering the room?
No, it is a little too small for you to read from where you...
All right. I will look at the floor. Do I see any traps?
You do not. I mean,
Okay.
you can see there are, like, everything in here has been sort of smashed and moved around, and you can see in sort of the puddles there are these there are footprints and signs of movement and things like that. It appears that somebody has clearly been moving around this room without setting anything off. And as you move in, I will say you also see on the wall just over here beside the plant what appears to be a stone button and 5 tumblers that almost appear to be dice, faces of dice.
Wait, so there's no other monsters in here. We're clear as far as we know right now.
Yes,
How many
Well,
dice are
it's-
there?
there are 5.
And it's just a plant, like a normal plant.
Oh yes, they're all normal plants in here.
Well, I'll pull out my.
As you get closer, you see that it doesn't appear to be a normal plant. It has sort of the visage of a plant, but as you stare at it, you notice that it looks like it is some kind of either a rose bush or something like that, but it is wildly overgrown and distant to what you would recognize as a proper rose bush is. And as you get closer, you notice there are no real flowers, only thorny stems. And you can make out 11 stalks. One has 0 thorns on it. Each one then has 2 more thorns on it up until the final stalk, which has, as you're counting and looking, 20 thorns on it. And you can now read on the metal plate above the door, you see scratched into it, "How many petals on my rose?"
Oh,
22?
well, wait. Pass me that 10-foot pole. I once saw one of the gardeners doing this, and I always wanted to try.
I
And
pass it to him.
Winthrop will start attaching the anti-plant longsword onto the end of the 10-foot pole, like some sort of pruning.
And you, as soon as you hit it with the anti-plant sword, you realize that this plant, it rings like metal. And you actually get the sense that these stalks are probably adamantine instead of any kind of actual plant material.
Okay.
Would I
I've
know
got
what
this. I
adamantine
think I got
does?
this. So you said that there are 11 stocks?
There are 11 stalks. Scald and Hollis, you guys can both give me a history or arcana check to see if you recognize what adamantine.
Any bonus for being a dwarf?
It's not stone.
If I get gnome
Mineral, isn't it?
lore, that's
Oof.
23.
Yeah, Hollis, you understand exactly what this is. You've heard sort of many tales, and you know that it can fashion great, weapons and armor in some of the fantastic tales. So you know that it would be nigh on impossible to sort of break it or slash or cut your way through it.
Yeah, that not entirely plant matter based plant is essentially indestructible as far as we're concerned.
Hey,
Would I
Skull,
know when it comes
how
to creature?
fast would it be to go through this wall right here? It's made of this stone.
Hold on, let
What do I
me-
roll for that?
Let me solve this.
Also, does it make sense?
You would also
bad idea.
recognize where you guys are. You're in one of the cogwheels, so going through the stone wall would take you back out to the water.
And we can just break through another wall.
Oh, does anyone have like a shaped
I have an idea.
stone?
Can you see? Can we see through the plant?
You can.
Shaped stone.
You can. I mean, it looks like it's different sort of vines, and you can see there is a hallway that goes on behind it.
I'm gonna make a poor decision, lads.
Now, on the wall right beside you, there is the stone button and 5 tumblers, which looks like the face of dice.
Okay, now you know what, guys? I have this. I sort of approach the stone tumblers, and I say, and I look at the dice. Now, do these look like 6-sided dice?
They do.
And so they have to be. So there's only 5 of them, right?
Yes.
So I think I know how many petals are on the rose. That would be 56. But I don't know how to enter 56 into this particular display.
So if you try and sort of move or tumble the dice, they are solid. They do not move. You get the sense that, just sort of investigating and looking around, you and Scald between you can figure out that, yeah, if you hit the button, you think the dice might actually tumble.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me double check my math here. Because I might have I might be wrong.
There are 11 stalks that you can see in the plant. The first one has 0 thorns on it. It is totally smooth. And then each next one along has 2 more thorns on it. So 2, 4, 6, and then the last one, the 11th one, has 20 thorns on it.
What if we try
So
to
effectively,
attack on
it should be 2 to the second or 2 to the 10th power.
It's 106. No, because think about it like this, right? There's 11 stalks, right?
But the
So-
first
and
one has 0, so it's 2 to
The
the
first
10th
one has
power.
0. We'll put it like this. Reverse the order, right? So you have 0 plus 20, and then 1 plus 19, which is 20, and then 2 plus 18, which is 20, and then 3 plus, or sorry, 0 plus 20, which is 20, 2 plus 18, which is 20, 4 plus 16, which is 20, and so on until you get to the middle one, which is 6.
Wait, what?
Is it multiplicative or is it just additive? It's just 2, 4, 6, 8 right after the
There's
first.
a lot
Yeah,
of
Each one
numbers
has
being
2
thrown
more
around.
than the one
Okay,
previous.
you know what?
They're 22.
I have in fact screwed up my math again. 1 second. But this is how you solve this puzzle.
All right, and as you are getting close and counting all of these, give me another investigation check. Hollis and Scald, you can assist as well.
Do I
since
see
you're-
anything with that detect magic though?
With detect magic, nothing magical fires off. You do get a sense off of the smashed wardrobes. You are getting a sense of conjuration magic off of those. With that 24 and the 27 on investigation, you notice that on these metal stems, you actually see on each one of the stems also what appears to be a small button that you can push.
Okay. Sorry, it's 110.
I'm not following any of the math you guys are doing.
I'll
Okay, so-
I'll post it in chat.
No help from the Twitch stream if anybody is helping.
No one is
I just
helping.
want to confirm that we're understanding what you're saying properly, Patrick. So what you're saying is that the first stock has 0, the second stock has 2, the third stock has 4, and the next one has 6, and then it increases by 2 each one? Or is it the first
Yes.
one's 0, then it's 2, then it's 4, then it's 8?
Nope, 2, 4, 6. Each
Okay,
one
2,
has
4, 6.
2
Okay.
more than the one preceding it.
Cool.
The last one, number 11, has 20 thorns on it. And then there are the 5 tumbler dice on the wall with a button.
So it goes 0, 2, 4, 6, and 11.
No, 0. There are 11 stocks. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
And there are
Yes.
buttons on each of those branches.
So it's
Yes.
110, and we have a 5-digit combo lock.
Okay, so you said that there are buttons on each one of the stems?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to very carefully reach out to the 0 stem and press the button.
All right. As you press the button,
And hold my breath.
Holding breath. Holding breath.
Yeah, we're all going to hold our breaths probably.
And
We've
dodge
learned our
mode.
lesson.
Holding
Wait,
breath
wait,
and
wait,
dodge
wait!
mode.
Before we do this, should we have Winthrop ritual cast rope trick? And we'll all hide in the rope trick.
It'd be in a bunch of scaredy cats.
Okay, then you can stay out. More room for me.
The rock gnome hits the button.
all right.
Thus his doom.
As that happens, the part of the plant next to it sort of, reaches out and lashes on, and you feel these piercing thorns break your, and you take 8 piercing and 11 acid damage as it burns.
Ow! I jump back reflexively. Well, that's just mean. Okay. Don't fuck up the buttons.
Yeah, I
back.
think that's a thing with puzzles in general.
I have an
so-
idea.
Okay.
I'm going to dismiss my owl and resummon it on the other side of the plant, which I can see, right?
You can.
Anything on the other side of the plant looking through the owl's eyes?
You see a hallway that reaches
No, the back of the plant.
the back of the plant. You see what appears to be an adamantine portcullis behind it.
Any obvious way to open it from the other side?
No.
Does it look liftable by one person?
Say a Beatrix?
Well, I was going to suggest a Scald.
Winthrop is the strongest, so.
Excuse
What's
you.
Winthrop's strength?
No, he actually is.
Yeah, I
23.
know.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Okay.
I mean, your owl is unable to determine that.
I'm gonna say Scald.
Well,
Can
no,
you,
I'm looking
like,
to the eyes of the owl.
I'm gonna say Scald. Can you like maybe join me back here and then perhaps like use that 10-foot pole of yours to hit the button by the dice? See what happens to.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Is there a sequence of numbers on the dice currently?
Currently, they are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so Patrick, how wide is this plant?
This plant, I mean, the entire hallway is about 5 feet wide. This plant fills up the entire space. There's no
Sorry,
way to
depth.
sort of.
Depth.
Depth.
How far from, say, right here, this line right before where it turns, does the plant go? Is it a full 5 feet, or is it narrower than that?
It looks like it takes up a full sort of 5 feet.
So it's 5
but
by
as-
5 kind of thing.
Yeah, and as you've sort of noticed, it is, it seems to be adamantine as opposed to an actual plant.
Now, my second question, or possibly third, is it's a plant, right? So if we cast, say, rope trick on that square above it, that a small character could. Oh, there was no button on the other side, so that doesn't help us.
No, and you don't actually mean there is a very narrow adamantine portcullis in between, so nobody is squeezing through.
I was thinking more put the rope trick on the ceiling. They go up on one side, squeezing in. It goes through to the other side. They go up and over kind of thing, but no, doesn't work.
I was just going to
No.
teleport.
You work with what you got.
So there's besides all the branches which each have a button, there's also another button on the wall, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
which
uh,
you would assume
back.
sets the dice tumbling.
Has anyone pressed that yet?
We're about to with a 10-foot pole.
All right.
Winthrop, you want to step away from it?
There you go.
I will
tap it with a
dodge.
10-foot pole.
Dodge.
Dodge.
All right, so I had to set this up because even though they have 3D dice on Roll20, they only have the number faces, which is not what I want.
How is it 3D if it only has one face?
No, it just has the numbers. So the dice tumble and spin. Can you see the cards in front of you now, Hollis?
I cannot. Oh wait, no, I do. It was like a number.
Yeah, there's a number
And-
5. So click the number, and everyone
Yeah,
should be
okay.
able to see it. So there's
So yeah,
It's
No,
sorted by
it's only.
cards.
I think it's only visible to Hollis right now.
No, I can see it now. I see a number 5 over the hollow.
Oh, I see 5 there. Yeah.
yeah. So
Bottom
of
the
everybody click that little number 5 over
Bottom
top
of the screen.
Hollis's name.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we've got an ace, a 6,
Oh,
a
I see
6,
how you did that.
and an 8.
Yes.
I'm
So
guessing
that is what shows up as you press the tumbler, and that's what. So imagine those are dice pips.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything that's similar to the layout?
So an ace is just one?
Yes.
So it's 16661. Nero
I think my
Caesar?
cards alone, Ian.
Ooh, I have an idea.
16661.
Are you thinking that we press the button on the vine in turn with the combination that just came up?
Uh,
Uh,
that-
The
that's
numbers go up, so why not do ace, ace, and then the sixes?
think of them like ones. 16661.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm going to. Do I think I can hit the button with a 10-foot pole on
hold
the
on.
vines?
Hold on. I'm going to start recording these.
All my
Okay.
cards say denied now.
Okay, so not really knowing what any sequence is yet. Can I possibly gain any mathematical insights on this? Like,
I think we just hit number 20.
Did he add it up?
well, actually, hold. That's 20.
Yeah, I think
So
let's hit a 20.
What was the number ratio?
That is
What was
20.
the numbers again for pedals?
Yeah, that
Two,
would add
four,
up to
6,
20.
8.
0, yeah, and then they go up by 2. So there are 11. The first one has 0. The last one has 20. And so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18.
I was
will-
thinking golden ratio. I was way off.
Yeah.
I will pull out the 10-foot pole and
We also have Mage Hand.
try. Who has Mage Hand?
I have
I
made
do.
Yeah, where am I doing this? What do you guys with Mage Hand?
Also,
Pick the one
Winthrop
with
has
20 on it.
Mage Hand.
Okay, I will shake up my lamp and get my mage hand going.
All right, we'll fire up the Mage Hands.
Right. So with
Stop
that
shaking
result,
me!
seriously, it's a living creature.
Your
It's
mage
dead.
hand
It's
reaches
not
out.
a living creature.
Yeah, Mage Hand reaches
Your mage hand reaches out, and you actually find the button is too heavy to push.
Oh,
10
10 foot
pounds.
pole. 10 foot
That's a
pole.
serious button.
All right,
there's
all
two
right.
of
I have
us,
an idea.
so that's 50 pounds of pressure between me and Thor.
I thought
We're
it was
going to
10.
double team this button. We'll double
Yeah,
tap it.
20 pounds.
Freezing.
Now, which button? Can I please clarify? Which button are you pressing?
We are going to double team whichever button
anybody have block and
Wallace
tackle?
directs.
I do not have block.
A
and tackle.
pole. Just just poke it with a stick.
50 pounds of pressure on a stick.
Yeah, why
We're
not?
in 20th
Okay.
twig.
Well, mage hand,
Freezing.
yeah. So your mage hands don't seem to have any effect. It's almost like since I didn't make you guys fight all the other creatures, I'm gonna try and inflict
Nice.
All right.
damage on you guys if you
You
can't
do
figure
that.
out the.
Oh, we should
Paint
take
me
this
this
out
way.
on this friggin' ghost then.
Okay. I'm gonna-
Ghost.
Trust me, you do not want to fight what was the rest of the things that were in the wardrobes.
I could take him.
I'm going to step forward. I'm going to find the vine with 20 thorns.
That is the 11th one.
20 thorns is
11.
way too many thorns for this party.
Yes. We're usually used to one thorn, but I'll take the 20 thorns for now. I am going to dodge and press the button. And then jump
All
back
right.
immediately.
And so, as soon as you press it, the thorns latch into your body. You take 8 piercing and 14 acid. Since you dodged, I'll let you half that. So 4 piercing and 7 acid.
At
Oh,
10,
Thorn, leave him alone.
10 hits?
my armor class is
It's not a. It actually.
14.
The thorns aren't actually attacking. It's an automatic hit. It's just in the.
Oh.
It automatically rolls it.
Ow. So, okay, so that's
I can't make it
22
just
half
roll
to-
damage.
Yeah, you
Right,
can. You
so
just
that's
instead of
20.
making an attack, you put it in double square brackets for the damage.
I can
Inspiration
this
for
together
Lord.
in a few minutes.
So
He already has
Ow.
it. So 20 was not the answer with those cards. And with that, the tumbler resets back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's the same code as my luggage.
Um,
I get it.
okay. I'm gonna Oh.
I have a question.
Yes?
Do I have any idea what a disintegrate spell does to adamantine?
I don't know.
Can I
give me
Google
an
it?
intelligence check or an arcana.
Arcana or intelligence? Okay. 24?
You think that you would definitely be able to disintegrate an area of adamantine with a disintegrate spell, but not sure what or how much of a space that would take.
Could I
All
consult
right.
with our friend Scald and ask, what strength would an indestructible rod have in normal stone if we just put all our leverage into one point?
So it would disintegrate a 10-foot cube portion of the space. So yeah, I would.
All right.
Oh,
Stand back, lads.
because these are portcullises, it would only disintegrate one of the bars, not the
I'm not worried about
entire
the portcullis.
space.
Portcullises go
I
up.
don't think the portcullis will rise otherwise.
I'm more concerned about
I'll give you a hint.
plant.
They won't.
Oh man.
But isn't it a
Okay.
10-foot square, you said?
That is a single object.
Oh,
If the target is huge or larger, that's if it's huge or larger. This is not. It automatically disintegrates a large or smaller non-magical object. So it would take out like one of them instead of the entire thing.
so plant or bars is really our option?
Yeah, let's.
If we can
let's-
take a
let's
long
try to,
rest.
Wait. And Winthrop will pad the walls.
That is
No.
a very good idea, though.
It is a good
Okay, I got
idea.
a fancy new 6th level spell. Can't do anything with it.
Not yet. We'll disintegrate something. Don't worry. We
So
believe in
do
you.
we think that hitting the button to rejumble the dice is something we need to do? It's like it has to generate a code and then we have to punch it in somehow. That's kind of been our thinking so far. Just
Yeah.
I think
punched
that's
it
right.
in wrong.
Maybe
Do we even have the headspace as characters to understand something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
oh hang on. What teleportation options do we have? I want to skip this
Apparently,
puzzle.
I
Patrick
have
will
listed
not let us
that.
teleport.
What?
Oh, it's not me. If you teleport, you're going to end up somewhere really bad.
Oh,
Teleportation
shit.
teleportation in the tomb is not always safe.
Even like a Misty Step
Oh.
level teleport?
Try it and find out. This
Uh-oh.
section they
Didn't we
really
last
made
week?
sort of this adamantine portcullis an immovable object.
How big is this?
I will say you guys are on the right track with this. Somebody can give me an intelligence check to see if you can figure this out.
I'm going to cheer them on with guidance.
Patrick,
Oh,
how
man.
big was the other door?
Add your
Like the
D4.
space between walls.
D4.
17?
17.
Space between walls. I mean, that giant stone block. I mean, they're small gaps. You could attempt to slip through it. Well, it doesn't work on the other side because the portcullis is actually on the other side of
I know,
that entry.
but we can climb up top here and just go through the ceiling.
No, you cannot.
Oh,
Wait, hang on.
You guys
have access to this area out here? We have access to this area, right?
if we squeeze through down here.
You guys have tried using any kind of magic to adjust the stonework in this tomb. It has
We
had
have,
no
yeah.
effect.
Yeah, I
same
tried
way
it
that
in the
Hollis's
drunk room.
Yeah, it's the same way that Hollis's pigments couldn't allow him to create a grate or a door.
Sounds like this big boss guy has something about something against spellcasters.
no, I think
I
he's
know.
just wise to your bullshit.
So with that 17, I will say you guys definitely get the sense that your counting of the dice was, incorrect. So you figure there's some other way you're supposed to be counting the numbers on the dice.
Is there a total? Is there a plant?
I press the button
panel
to
numbers
reset the
that
dice.
equal the dice.
Yeah, I have an idea as well.
Let's
Yeah, can we
see.
get the dice? I think maybe we start with the first dice.
Chie, so the
And we
5
count
is
that many
above
dice.
Chie's.
Aha.
So we
I
got
think-
1, 4, 1, 6, 5.
All right, I'm gonna walk up and hit the first one. Press the first button on like the vine number 1.
All right. So that is so the 0 or the 2?
The 0.
The 0. All
Depending on how this works, the first one. Oh,
You take 7 piercing and 7 acid damage. And
right.
I will say, as you do that, the third one along, the one with 4 thorns, just shimmers ever so slightly. And then the tumbler resets back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
Wait,
so
4?
the third vine along, which has 4. 1, 4, 1, 6, 5.
Where is he
So-
getting 4 from?
The third vine along shimmers. So I'm wondering if we have
Is it sum? Is it the sum of?
Wait, are these in the same? Are these in the same order for everybody? Ace 4, Ace 6, 5.
It's
Yeah.
correct.
4, 1, 6, 5. Yeah.
Are we dropping the
And that
aces
is
'cause
the
they're
order that
doubles?
they're appearing as dice on the thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's got to be like you add, subtract, or something like that.
Maybe doubles don't work. It's just 4, 6, 5.
Maybe. Hit the button again.
Think about what you're looking at. Okay, you hit the button. And you get 1, 2, 3, 3, 6.
Okay, just a sec here.
Okay. So I'll write down. I'll write this down.
Okay, Winthrop's going to be reckless, and he's going to try the doubles thing and push. Let's see, what was doubles was 3, so 1, 2, 6.
So you're pushing the one that has 6 thorns on it?
Well, I was going to try and do it in an order with ignoring the doubles, so 1, 2, and 6.
Oh, so okay, so yeah, the first one so which vine are you pressing first? How many thorns on it?
Okay, so is it a total, or is there like a sequence of vines? was a
I
little
don't know
confused by
what
that.
you're trying to figure out, because what you're saying does
Try
not
the
make
fourth
sense
one.
again.
See if it has anything to do with the first number.
The fourth one.
Try the fourth one.
Why? Hold on. Why would the fourth one?
Is there
Well,
one with?
we
What
think
was
it
the
was
numbers again?
4.
Can we write those down? One.
So
Got 'em written in the chat.
it's 1, 2, 3, 3, and 6. So look at the cards. Remember, you're looking at like the pips on dice.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. I think, guys,
He thinks he's got it.
the only results on the vines are even. Ignore odd rolls.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe.
So go with the. I'm assuming that we're going with the number of thorns. Then we're going to go with first the one that has 2 thorns on it, then the one that has 6 thorns on it, and that's it.
Well, wait, hang on. No, the definitely the second. No.
Think about it, because the last time we went with
You're almost right. I got this. When it was 14165, the third vine shimmered. That's the number of thorns that's on.
it had 4 thorns. So the second vine has 2 thorns on it, because the first one has none.
Yeah. So the second vine has 2 thorns on it. So
Winthrop
So
revokes whatever they tell me to.
my suggestion, and in character, I really think that it should be the second vine that we press the button on this time, guys. I'd be willing to test it.
Recklessly press the second vine.
All right, and you press the second and you take 6 piercing, 15 acid,
Whoa!
and again, the third vine, the one with 4 thorns on it, shimmers ever so slightly.
All right, I think it's laughing at us.
All right, so wait, how does a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 3 and a 6 equal 4?
it could be it could equal. Oh God. So
How many petals on the rose?
how many petals on the rose? Yes.
Well, there's
So-
none. These are all vines.
Oh my God.
For what it's worth, roses have 5 petals.
No, they don't.
Did my owl see
Oh.
any petals on the side?
Native roses, not doubled roses.
No. Somebody, you can give me another intelligence check.
Where's
Or you
that?
can give me a nature check.
Okay, I want to try and use nature because I think I'm decent with nature.
It was intelligence or nature?
No, I'm not. So I will instead guidance someone who's good in intelligence.
I will do it.
Go!
All right.
And I'm smart enough to know to go for the dwarf.
It's been nice
21.
knowing you, husband.
All right, Scald, looking at the numbers and then looking back at the plants, I'll say with a 21, you start to get the sense that maybe you need to look at each of the faces of the dice as if they are, in fact, plants. And then they reset.
Let's roll them again.
face of the dice as if they're plants.
3.
I don't
Does
know what that
anyone
means,
actually
but I-
understand that clue?
I don't know what it
vaguely,
means,
if
but I
it's
just-
about
it just
the 3
came
One
to me.
sisters.
1 second. I have a bunch of dice.
The pattern of the pips
It's
and the
pip dice,
might
though, right? Not
represent-
number dice.
Right.
Right,
So
it
the
is pips.
pattern.
So
So
as
the-
the numbers come up, 3, 4, 3, 6, 6.
Is
If
a
you're
pip?
looking at
Sorry, is a pip of the dots?
Yeah.
yes, the dots.
Oh, they're shaped like dots, not hearts, right?
That is correct. But so as you're looking at these, which ones look like there is a flower with petals?
None.
Well,
5s look like flowers with petals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5.
yeah, the 5 would be 4 and a wait. Is 5 a?
I could see
4.
4 looking like it.
Some 3s, depending on the orientation.
I mean, a 6.
Hollis,
is a
Hollis, I will
fun.
give you inspiration for what you said earlier.
What did he say earlier?
That 5s look like flowers.
Why?
Because there is a central stem and there will be, and it is surrounded by petals. Because that is
So-
how 5 are represented on a dice.
4
And
of them.
Looking
Hit number 4.
no,
Stop.
and looking at the numbers that have come up, you don't have any 5s, but you have cards or pips on those faces that describe what you just talked about.
Okay, so let me go. Let me look at some of the.
Yeah, I'm looking at the first one. Yeah, the third vine shimmered. There was a 5 in that one.
Yeah, so
So
that meant that there were 4.
so 4, right? Because it's a 3 and a 3 in this one.
Yeah. Now, again, when it was 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 4 thorns shimmered. So
Yeah, 2
that's
3s.
2 3s. You think the 3s are?
Yeah, Scald will confidently walk up and hit the fourth or the third vine with 4 thorns.
As you press it in, the thorns reach out towards you and then retract, and you hear the sound of machinery as the plant dissipates and the portcullis behind it raises up into the sea.
All we had to do was wait for the DM to handhold us.
God damn it, we are terrible at puzzle solving.
Honestly, it's the flower clue that made no sense whatsoever.
A 3 on a dice does not look like a flower.
It's all you're looking at the plant. This is a very classic, actually, computer problem, and it is actually known as petals on the rose.
Like a 4 would look more like a flower than a 3.
But there's no flower. There's just petals, so you don't count anything like that. The same way in
But
Ace,
that's not how we define
get
flowers. Flowers can be almost any shape.
No, I think I get it. As long as there's a central pip.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
as long as there's one pip in the middle.
So in other words,
Then
as long as it
anything-
depicts a flower, even though it's wilting.
Yeah, so 1s, 3s, and 5s.
Or a flower that
ones,
somebody's been
no,
doing
ones
that
don't
love
count
me,
because
love me
ones
not.
have the central flower but no petals.
Yeah, no, like that would. Well, what I'm saying is that counts.
Well,
but
it
that
just adds
means
zero
there's
petals.
0 petals.
Yes.
This seems to have
Wait,
a
the whole
fundamental
gear actually
misunderstanding of
moves?
flowers.
That's awesome.
Yes, because if you go to the control room, you can rotate these rooms.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
I'll give him that.
Hollis just
Let's
kind of
continue
scratches
along,
his head
then.
and says, "I've played dice a lot at like bars and stuff, gambling dens, and I have never come across this puzzle exactly like this."
It's a little
Bill
south
Gates.
of where it needs to be,
And
according to the grid.
I
Yeah.
also in real life have a computer science degree, and I've never come across a puzzle like this.
Yeah,
Bill
me
Gates is
either.
famous
Also,
for
what-
solving this.
Yeah, that's what Bill Gates is famous for.
Clearly,
Really?
I am not Bill Gates.
It is one of the things. Yeah, he was one of the first people that solved this the most quickly.
Wait.
All right.
What dice
With that,
is
let's
this
take
flower?
a quick bathroom break.
Like, what dice is that in Discord?
It's a D20.
This has a really huge misunderstanding that all flowers have a central point with
Especially in a
low...
rainforest.
Yeah.
Hey, the other puzzle I was going to give you guys is there would have been a circular slab in the center of the room, and you would have had to have figured out that you would have to use torches to make it into like a sundial. And because you guys haven't used torches really at all through this dungeon, you never would have figured your way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only
that'd
a
be
weak
like
way for
throwing
the
a shadow
torches.
dragon at us when we're a party full of dark vision users.
It's like,
Wait,
oh,
what
the
dice?
entire room is dark. Eat me.
What dice is that?
That's just like
That
that's
one's
just a one.
obviously a 5.
Oh, see, now
No,
we've
it'd be
got
a
2
6.
people.
It'd be a 6 because there's a
I
central
found
point.
3.
That's the Rafflesia flower?
This is really getting under your skin, honey.
It is, because there's 3.
None of those are roses.
Oh, he's got
Roses
a point.
aren't
He
flowers.
does have a point.
Oh, sure.
Roses aren't flowers? What do you mean, honey?
What dice is that?
I don't know. I just don't like roses.
Oh, okay. That's piranha plant.
That one even has pips.
Honestly, I'm
Okay, wait. I just realized something. Why the hell would you call that a piranha plant?
It eats things.
No. What part of that screams piranha?
The
Other
mouth.
than the teeth.
The mouth.
You can't say what part of that screams piranha other than the part of it that screams
Well,
piranha.
no. Like honestly, I would call it a man trap or a man eater or something like that because it's big enough to eat a man.
Look, man, they've translated Donkey or Monkey Kong as Donkey Kong. Don't trust Nintendo's localization department.
What flower is that? There, I'm done. That's the last one.
D100, clearly.
It's a spin down.
Like one
A
of those,
Canadian
like-
special.
A big cup full of D100s.
Yeah, that did get under my skin.
Right, I will be putting us on breaky time, and we'll go to break.
While we calm the fuck down.
About pedals and dice.
See,
I mean,
personally,
I'm not gonna lie. Full disclosure, are we still on stream?
Yep.
Our voices can still be heard.
Yep.
Okay, but still, I'm still gonna say this. The moment the puzzle solving started, I'm mentally phased out. So
Same. I'm sorry.
I was
had
like,
no
I'm playing
idea.
a character with a headband of intellect. I can't shirk the puzzle solving.
I was this close to actually just going on. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going online. I'm just gonna Google this shit. My brain is.
I've
Yeah, the
used
question-
this. I used this at Breakout a couple of years ago, and I think they solved it inside of a few minutes. Because I mean, if you could have actually seen, like, if I could have figured out a way to make the 3D dice have pips instead of numbers, that might have been a little easier to visualize. But the cards was the only way I could do it.
honestly, I think maybe that might have, but like the problem is like the threes don't look like dice. Although they are kind of arranged similarly, so maybe.
My problem was just they don't look like flowers.
If you have a very simple childlike understanding of what a flower looks like, where you have a central polleny area and then petals around it.
No, I get
That's-
that. It does not translate to my mind. Is what I'm trying to say. Is
I
it
mean,
doesn't?
It is a very subjective test. That's
I mean-
the problem with it.
I mean, as a basic childlike understanding of a flower would be a stem and petals. That's it.
Yeah, see that's why we're having such an issue with it, is that we're not being very broadly subjective about it. We're being very literal, and that was what was fucking us over.
I forgot I can fly.
Oh yeah, you have a broom of flight, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just updating my character log because I just added a bunch of ACP before this.
Yeah, don't you have to pull that stick out before you can use it
I do.
out of your bum?
I'm just gonna get drunk on ginger ale.
It reminds me of the best line in Mass Effect 2.
Patrick, let me just say
Isaac
that I-
Newton is one bad
No, not that one.
motherfucker.
I'm glad Garrus has finally pulled that stick out of his ass, but now he seems to be using it to beat people to death with.
Oh yes, that guy's my best friend.
Wait, when did that happen?
Joker says it. Joker has lines like that about everybody when they get recruited.
Oh right, yes. I remember that now.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
when-
that was amazing.
When you ask Joker's opinions about the crew, yeah.
Patrick, let me just say that I do, in fact, appreciate you bringing out like classic, computer science academic problems.
I'm just mad my disintegrate
for
solution
this.
wasn't allowed.
Yeah, don't get my bitching. Make it seem like it wasn't fun. It was.
Damn it. By the end of this, I'm disintegrating something.
I'm just imagining an even more pissed off druid somewhere, just banging their head against the wall
Why?
because they'd have a good nature check and they'd be like, "But it doesn't look like a flower," because they'd have even more knowledge of how different flowers look, potentially.
Well, as Winthrop is the world's foremost botanist, he is the one in the position to know.
The good thing you didn't say you were a botanist today, Ian. This puzzle would have
Yeah.
backfired.
That would have been embarrassing. But I did say the study of everything, so
Now the question is, how many are gonna pick up on that? Whatever the ology was for that.
anybody who rewinds.
I want to rewind.
Is mildly interested in what you actually mean.
I'm mildly interested in what he actually means. All right, let's put this on pause for a second while I go watch the beginning of the episode. Y'all can wait like 30 minutes, right? An hour?
We'll see what we can do.
Do you have the ability to rewind live broadcast?
Yeah, you can just
Twitch,
drag the just drag the thingy at the bottom.
I don't know because it's been so long since I've actually watched something on Twitch.
I haven't watched Twitch since Deadmau5 said I shouldn't.
Ooh.
Oh, you
I
mean
know.
you mean Deadmau 5?
Yeah, he got in trouble for saying. Yeah.
A homophobic slur.
A homophobic slur, and he's like, it was just a joke. And then he quit. He raged.
What a loser. Like,
That's
oh,
really
free speech,
unfortunate.
but
Okay.
free speech includes, like, not, you're allowed to ban anyone from your private property, so.
Well, that's really unfortunate because
I literally just
Deadmau5 is a reasonably awesome guy. Like he built.
He was
this,
playing
whole,
Fortnite.
Who?
Like he
Who are we
built
talking about?
this whole musical empire.
Deadmau5.
Oh,
And he's Canadian, and he built out his whole studio himself, and otherwise really awesome guy. But
Oh, he seems fun, but it was a real butthurt moment.
yeah.
You never know with these guys. Like, if you're following anything on tabletop Twitter right now, there was a huge revelation about someone who was big in the industry that I never heard of. But his ex-wife came out and said he was abusing her. And apparently there was a long history of people saying that this guy was abusive, but
Who?
I don't even want to say his name.
He was a longtime beta tester for 5th edition,
Oh, so
and
nobody
Wizards
would
has
never
actually
know.
come out and said, you know what, we do not condone this at all. And we if we had known, we would have taken better action. And we in the tabletop community do not condone this at all whatsoever,
Wow,
regardless
we're really
of who you
stretching
are.
the limit of who's famous these days, eh?
He was famous in the industry.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. I mean, yeah.
Apparently, his stuff won Ennies even last year. And he was, a huge drama whore on RPG.net and stuff. Apparently, Merle's got in trouble by defending him once, and it was, totally drama-filled and terrible. But it just goes to show this abuser's behavior.
Well, that's why I don't defend people on the internet. It never goes well for you. At least it never goes well for me.
Especially when the guy's the one actually being an abusive shithole.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you just take that whole point of let's wait until it all comes out.
All right, is everybody back?
I think we are.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
We have people to entertain, not just me.
We don't have time. We don't have time to get triggered. We have to trigger traps, not get triggered.
All right. So in front of
defeat
you,
abusers.
you see Scald's owl just sitting there, sort of scratching behind its ear, giving you a look of vague disappointment. And then you see, after 20 feet, this narrow passageway opens up into a wider hallway and turns to the left.
I think we just got burned by a rodent.
I will guidance Scald, assuming he is going to be performing trap checks.
hey, just give me the pole back.
Can we ask the
Yeah,
owl
it's a
how
ball.
many licks it takes to get to the center of this arrow?
Also, Skull is gonna get on his broom of flying that he's had this entire time.
Ha 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 ha! You played that D&D open.
No, I got it from a different source.
What if we
Oh,
tie it down in the night?
Forward.
All right, I'm tapping the floor, but I'm not touching the floor.
All right. Give
Yeah.
me
Leaning
an
forward
investigation
on
check.
the broom.
Tap it, tap it, tap it.
I'm in guidance, correct?
You are guidance, and I will be
Hit it.
liberally applying free applications of it once per minute as needed.
You'll have to stand right behind him then.
I am planning on doing so. It's hard because the bar dynamic lighting is still there, so
Yeah. So you are able to, you tap the floor. It sounds solid. You don't get the sense of any pressure plates or anything like that. You can see, with your dark vision, you can't quite make out what everything is, but you can definitely see that there are, again, graven images all along the walls along this hallway. And you can see there is a puddle of this, the same sort of gray, almost colorless ooze on the floor that you've seen in other parts of this room.
Do I recognize the ooze?
Yeah, that was part of the aboleth that you guys straight up murdered a while back.
He had it coming.
Yep.
Of
Delayed.
course, you did. An aboleth.
So yeah, it is totally inert now, but that is what it was. As you turn around the corner, you can see there is a staircase leading down, and the hallway continues on beyond that.
Tap,
And
tap,
yep,
tap.
you keep tapping. You keep
Is that
tapping.
thing at the end glowing?
Everything sort of feels solid. You do see as you round the corner down the stairs, there is an archway, and beyond that, there appears to be a brightly lit sort of area. You see sounds of sort of sparking. You also, at this point, really start to hear the sounds of machinery and grinding,
hold up.
and you get the sense that this is where like the giant chains have gone around, so you can hear in that far room the sounds of like the chains continually moving.
I'm gonna ask Skull to hold up here at the top of the stairs.
I do. By the way, slightly. I raise up a little bit so that I'm a little bit taller than Winthrop.
All
Well,
right,
I
and
won't.
you can see as well down the sort of length of this hallway. There's just rubbish and trash along the floor.
So I want to
and you can
actually
see there appears to be a doorway about half the way down here. And again, you can see, with your dark vision, you can't make out sort of the full images or color because everything's still in the dark. But yeah, there are obviously more murals and things like that painted all along the walls here.
All right. So what I wanted to stop Scald and do was, because we don't have our trap tactor, I want to launch a bunch of arrows because this looks suspicious. So like there, and there.
All right. Yep. You fire your arrows, and they, basically hit the ground and just sort of smash and break. But nothing gets set off. You don't get the sense that there was any thing that in the floor that was like a sensor or a pressure plate or anything like that.
Well, let's take it carefully then.
All right. What's that magic woozy wuddy at the end of the hallway?
At the end of the hallway, you see there is an archway, and beyond it, from this distance, you can see that there is like sort of arcing energy in it, and you can hear the machinery sounds of these giant chains, which you have seen running over top of the large cog room. And as well, you see there is an entryway halfway down the hallway to your left. And I will say over the archway, you can also, it looks like there is, on the top of the lintel, it looks like there is a keystone adorned with what looks like a bull's skull. You can, see it's got like the horns and it's got the ring, sort of that it looks like it's almost biting down on. But yeah, in that room, you definitely see, it's energy and sort of clouds, but you hear the giant chains sort of moving and working.
Oh, wow. Well,
Okay,
lead the way, Mr. Scald.
I
Spend
have
the
one
owl
more
down.
idea. We could throw the
I was
lamp.
just going to suggest that.
All right. Yeah, your owl flies all the way down the hallway. As it starts to get closer to it, are you just using your owl's eyes? Do you get the rest of its senses as
I get all of its senses.
well? Okay, yeah. So you feel this hot wind tinged with the smell of burning oil. And as you fly through, you see what appears to be a 40-foot diameter vertical shaft. There are stone balconies protruding from the walls on opposite sides. And the balcony on the far side is 15 feet higher than the one where your owl is. And you can see there are two thick, gigantic chains rattling in the gulf between the balconies, one ascending and one wrapping around an enormous metal gear and floating, down underneath. You can't, from where Doctor Who is, you can't see how high up or down they are going, but you can see that these chains are wrapping around. And as you move into the room and just even look up, you can see that the one going upwards seems to go about 200 feet before disappearing into a cloudy vortex lit by arcs of purple lightning, and then sort of swinging around and flying below. You can see the other gear is about up 100 feet down. And then below that, you see another vortex raging with this purple lightning. And that is what is lighting up this area.
What you seeing?
Chains going up to the ceiling, up a big passage, smoke and lightning. Let's check out the side hallway. Maybe not
And
go in that room.
you can see that it is a stairway leading down.
Down's the way we're going, right, lads?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you actually hear us right now?
No. It'd have to happen over every 6 seconds, swap back and forth.
Hey, owl! Which way?
Well,
do
actually,
you wanna
yeah.
go?
Technically, if we yell,
And then
you
the
would
voice
be
would
able
come
to
out of
hear
my
us.
mouth.
Winthrop will very heroically walk forward.
All right. As you do so, Winthrop, and you step out of there, all of your non-magical cloth, leather, wood, or metal that you are wearing instantly corrodes and falls off of your body worthless. So your armor, any of your clothing, any non-magical weapons, all immediately corrode and fall off of you.
My
Wait,
shield.
all
You
my-
didn't go forward then. Before, if that's what's happened.
As soon as it starts happening, I
Okay, most important.
Yeah, no, Skull,
All my
you
museum
were at the bottom of the
treasures.
stairs. Beatrix, you're still on the stairs. You're fine. It was just Winthrop that entered the hallway.
All my
Good, because I got
museum
played armor
treasures
on.
are with the Daves, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm losing Silver Arrow, Quarterstaff, Volo's fucking book.
Oh, your autograph
losing-
copy, your autograph
Oh.
copy of Volo's disintegrates in your hand.
Wait, I have the copy. It's in my bag.
I have it here. Did
I
we buy
have it
two?
here. Maybe,
It's
did
in
we?
both of. It was in both of your trackers. So
Oh, okay, you have it.
Okay.
But I keep so my short swords are gone. I keep my longbow. I keep my dagger. I keep my I'm pretty good.
Well, hold
but
on.
Okay,
you're
but-
out of
your
ammo.
armor is gone.
Yes, armor is gone,
He still
but
keeps his short swords, though, right?
no,
Yep,
they're
your arrows.
not
Your
magical.
arrows are gone though.
Oh,
He keeps his plant defeating sword though, and
Oh, yeah.
he's not technically naked because he has a cloak.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you don't get to see this fantastic ass.
Close
God.
enough.
Technically,
Pretty
it's a
much the
cape.
reason I married
so, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
no.
Winthrop turns around and goes, spreading his arms out wide. Well, now what do we do?
You know what the worst part is?
You had to see that.
All of the museum sacks are gone.
What do you mean it's gone? They're not gone.
Everybody had museum stacks.
All the ones on Winthrop. Okay, so he goes down into the hallway and all of his cloth and metal and stuff disappears.
Oh shit! There goes 1,700 gold.
No. The metal stays, right?
No, it's
Nope.
all
metal-
gone.
Oh, the
Cloth,
metal
leather,
goes too.
wood, or metal instantly
God.
decays and corrodes to the point of being useless and worthless.
Okay, so
Well, I
So-
can't lose anything more.
So he has no ammo.
I pull out my sword.
Well,
All
technically,
right.
your sword would clatter to the ground because you have no
Pick
scabbard.
up my swords.
All right, that's an issue.
well, this is a problem. Okay, so I would like
I'm
to try to
Mr.
figure
Who.
out what this effect is and
I
why
will-
this just happened to him.
Detect magic again.
Does anyone have a bag of holding?
I think we do have a bag of holding.
I use Dimension Door, so I don't.
So detect magic. Within the radius of it, you detect nothing.
No, it's not even magic, so I can't dispel.
Well, what's the
Okay.
radius of detect magic? It's 30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nope, nothing. Nothing pings.
Do you want to get
Winthrop, as
naked
you
and
move down the
just?
hallway, again, like with this purple lightning arcing, you can now see, on the ground in front of you, all the sort of junk and detritus now, once lit up, appears to you that it is, sort of tarnished coins. You see pieces of scrap armor, some axe heads, and things like that. And you can clearly see that it is above the doorway is an iron bull skull biting down on what appears to be an ivory ring.
I'm gonna look back at
And-
everybody and say, this sucks, and pull that ring.
All right. You also see this is a stairway leading down, going down about 25 feet. Give me a strength check, which should be pretty easy for you.
Okay, so with my glistening, ropey muscles, I reach out, and everybody can see me silhouetted against the purple light as I reach down and pull. Was that a strength check or a strength save?
I'd
Strength
like to
check.
point out the only human in the party is your wife.
Doesn't
And-
matter. I am the epitome of what a sapient being is.
And
He doesn't
you
even have
rip,
hair.
you rip this iron or this ivory ring out of the mouth of this skull, and it is now in your hand.
Well, shit. Does it dissolve?
It is. As you can tell, it is ivory, so it is bone. So it does not appear to be one of the
Good
types of
thing
things that.
bone doesn't dissolve.
A good thing I had all those bow and arrows from the jungle.
You're not a lizard folk.
Okay,
No.
question. Patrick,
Mhm.
when he walked into the field that dissolved his stuff, was it a gradual effect across his entire body, or was it after a while he was in it, it then just went poof?
It was instantaneous. As soon as he hit the bottom of the stairs and took a step into the hallway, everything he was wearing just started to dissolve and fall away.
Okay,
The
so
same
I
reason
would.
his arrows, when he shot them, broke and shattered as opposed to skidding across the floor.
Oh.
Okay, so we have seen that it is safe to step on the bottom stairs, but not off them.
Yes.
All right, I am going to step down to them. I am going to take out a torch, and with a completely bare arm, I am going to thrust the torch across the threshold, expecting it to disappear.
It's fine.
I am going to toss it as far as I possibly can.
Hey, just strip down to your skivvies and walk in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It clatters across the floor and remains whole.
Just get Thorn to walk across the wall at the same level as the last stair, holding a single copper coin.
I'm going to pack up all my goods except for my 2 staffs. I'm
give
going
them
to
to me,
take
lad.
off my loincloth, and then I'm going to start walking into the place
Oh God!
with a torch in one hand.
That
And
Wow, GA.
you step out, you walk forward, and the torch in your hand remains fine. The wood does not become brittle or fall apart.
Cool.
Oh,
I
one
will
of the
run
things that fell
back.
apart.
I'll grab my stuff, and I will walk back.
It only affects handsome people.
Why did it affect
I'm
you?
I collect all my stuff, and I move as far as here, I guess.
Yep, and everything remains intact and just fine. You get the
As far
sense
as
that Winthrop ripping the ring out ended the effect.
As far as my test went, guys, I think we're okay.
I think it has something to do with this as I hold up the ivory ring.
Give me
You
that
get your
lad.
clothes
Don't,
back?
don't hold it anywhere.
Well, I'm gonna hold this somewhere.
I
He means as a bracelet, folks.
thought it was more of a ring.
Some sort of sheath, I was thinking.
Okay, let me just
Might be a
double
little
check
off.
something here.
I leave all my gold on the last step, and then I step forward 10 feet.
And you guys stepping forward, you walk down the hallway. Everything remains just fine.
Okay, I get my gold back.
I get all my armor and stuff back.
All right, the traps in here are
I
a
did
bit
test it with
devious.
one
All
hand
your
item.
yeah, all your armor is fine, Beatrix, because it's all magical. You've got your
All right,
magic
extra
breastplate and your
pants.
magic shield.
You guys either get to see this strutting around or start passing out the extra pants.
Here's some
That seems
extra
bigger on
pants.
that
I
place.
mean, seriously, you are a child.
I will not do what I'm thinking, and I will take the pants. These are frilly pants.
Ugh.
I will hand him my set of vestments because I'm
All
not
right.
really wearing them.
No chafing in a robe, thank you.
I have plenty of
You
parchment.
cinch them up with your rope belt, and you look like a peasant. The clothes feel sort of scratchy and unpleasant to you, but you are covered.
Oh, and they are patchy all over the place. These things
Kinda
have
dirt.
like, yeah.
Breezy too.
So I'd like to point
Oh,
out
look, you can see
the
right through the
unfortunateness. I'd like to point out the unfortunateness of this in the fact of Winthrop has no armor, no ammo, and no gold from which to purchase more.
Here you go, lad. I'll hand him one dagger. This'll suit you.
Oh, he has a
Yes,
plus
sword.
Yeah,
one
but he
it's
has
long
no
sword.
ranged options.
and shame
Yeah, he has
is
no
half
ranged
my
options.
+1 dagger. I think I'm good.
Well, he has the ranged options. He just needs arrows.
I have
And
the
so-
money for arrows for him.
Yes, but you can't purchase them for him. You
I
can purchase them for yourself and then offer them to him, but you can't buy him arrows.
I think
That's what I'll
the
do.
proper thing you all should be saying is thank you for Winthrop for discovering and defeating the trap with your tremendous strength and
thank God it
ginormously
wasn't
tight
me.
abs.
I thought I was actually nervous about you playing tonight, Brendan, because I was actually worried once Scald was moving forward that you would lose a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm glad you didn't get caught in it, but it was very close.
Later.
With that, Winthrop, you also get inspiration for following your God's flaw.
All right.
And you guys find yourself at the top of a stairway going 5 feet downwards. And you can, again, see this circular chamber with all the purple arcing lightning off to the side. What would you guys like to do?
Hollis is gonna very briefly, sort of crane his neck about 10 feet away from the door, not any closer, and he's going to see if he recognizes this mechanism, this device, because I've never heard of a device using arcing lightning to power something before. That's weird.
Yeah,
I will apply guidance because I want to know what's going on, and Chie is very much interested in what Hollis would think.
Would that be
All right,
history
and
or an arcane?
Is it D4 on any ability check for the next minute? You can apply it to one single check.
I'm asking Patrick.
Yeah, I will say this will be Arcana. You will have advantage because you have read Wither's books.
Ooh.
It's a 25.
With a 25, you recognize this as being something you have really only heard of. They are called Mechanus chains. And you recognize that these are taken from the plane of Mechanus, where these mechanical creatures called modrons live.
Yay!
And it is incredibly wonderful to you, and you are impressed beyond yourself the fact that whoever built this place was able to divert one of these giant chains into here, and is obviously using this as a way to power this entire tomb.
Yeah, but they also wanted to see me naked.
Yes,
Yeah.
clearly.
And you would recognize that, just peeking your head in, because you see as you look upwards this cloudy vortex. You would think that either ending up in one of those might take you to the Mechanus plane, or it might simply cast you into oblivion for eternity.
Oh, jeez.
With Patrick
Okay.
Stewart?
Hey, Hollis.
Mm-hmm.
Lad, what do you think would happen
I'm
if we
relaying
broke those
this
chains?
as I'm kind of figuring it out.
What would happen, do you think, if we broke one of the chains?
This whole apparatus appears to be the central power plant for the tomb. So if we broke one of the chains, that might in fact grind this entire place to a halt. The question is, do the chains of Mechanus or Mechanus, the mighty elemental or the mighty primordial plane of law, respond to such hilarious things like a disintegration spell?
Yes, that is
With your 25, you know that, and you actually the DC to know this is actually a 25.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to destroy one of these chains requires casting of 3 wish spells.
What the fuck?
Oh man!
I
Holy
look at
shit.
I
Alright,
look and I
where's-
say, this is a bit beyond us.
Where's everybody's Curse of Strahd luck blades?
No, just
All
throw
right.
luck blades at it until it breaks.
Yeah, as you guys are doing this, Winthrop, you slip down the stairs and you find yourself in a green, smoky room. And this smoke billows out from a bronze cauldron in the middle of this 20-foot high vaulted hall. Barely visible through the haze are 3 rocking chairs, several workbenches heaped with haberdashery, a spinning wheel, and a rusty iron cage containing what appears to be a humanoid. You see as you look around, there are 2 galleries standing 10 feet above the floor to either side of you. And I mean, the smoke makes this chamber sort of lightly obscured. And you can definitely tell that, yeah, there are 2 walkways on either side about 10 feet above you. And that is where you are at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, so Ian is very, very much worried about hags. Winthrop kind of wants to sit down.
What? Why do you want to sit down?
My butt is chafing in like this awful robe. And also, you're up there, and it took me 5 minutes to walk away.
And as you think
God
about this and take
damn
a
it.
step into the room, you see these 3 tiny figures waddle towards you through the smoky haze. A straw
Oh,
doll
hello,
with
little
rusty
ones.
pins sticking into its body, a faceless child molded from clay, and a stuffed monkey with the lower body of a unicycle. You have, in fact, seen some of these before, and as you lean down and say hello, the straw doll looks up at you and says, "You need to run away. The Sown Sisters will be back any moment now." And that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Awesome!
Wow. Mystery
So,
puzzle.
Hey guys, you want to come help?
We'll be obviously
I
like
didn't
following
cast
you.
Barry's telepathic bond.
Oh,
Oh, that's not
that
fucking
was awesome,
terrifying at all.
Patrick. That was a good night.
That
Wait.
was, yeah.
I
Yeah,
never
you
got
guys
to
are
disintegrate anything.
you guys are about to start the big finale. So this room is, sort of a prelude to that. But yeah, you guys have done well. Nicely done tonight.
And you didn't get to disintegrate, but Patrick did.
and so did all your clothes.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah,
referring to.
rip.
Aren't these clothes that I've gotten from this new tailor so beautiful? As the Emperor, you must
Yes.
say, these
Yes, we
are
get
the
it.
most beautiful clothes.
I was really hoping Scald was just going to fly forward on his
Um,
room of flying and basically have everything just fall away as you flew.
I was
Well,
gonna,
I've got
I
a
was just
lot
thinking
of
about,
magic items.
I was thinking about running across the wall, but I'm guessing the same thing would have happened.
Same thing would have happened. Yeah, if you'd done that, or if Thorn had attempted to climb across the wall. It's not being on the floor, it's being in the hallway.
Yeesh.
God, that is brutal.
Yeah,
That
it's a
is, especially in
nasty
season
thing to
8.
do.
Again, it's not the Tomb of Happy Thoughts.
I know, are you kidding me? Good thing my parents will bail me out when I get home.
I was about to ask, is it a cold night in the tomb?
It is warm and humid down here.
Oh, things are hanging low, man.
I've seen bigger on halflings.
Here, let
It's
me give you a
kinda-
hand there.
I'm gonna do the
yeah.
old man in the sauna thing with my hands on my hips and walking.
Okay, both of you
out
need
like-
to calm down. Both of you need to calm down. This is getting nuts.
Am I the only one who leveled up here?
G-rated? No, I think all of you should.
Are
Wait,
you guys
didn't
level
we
12
level
or
up last week?
Some of
people
us did.
I didn't.
A couple of you were a little bit behind. A couple of you should have leveled up tonight.
Oh, it
at
is
the end
level
of-
up time.
What do we
What
get?
level are we now?
4 points?
I'm 2 points behind everyone, so.
I got a level. I'm at level 13.
Did we get 2 for this?
Yeah, we get 2.
And
2 and 4 treasure points.
I would like to point
Ooh,
out,
nice.
Winthrop, if you have just leveled up,
You get money.
you get money and all of the mundane equipment that you want. So you want to
We
replace
got-
all your mundane horse shit? You can.
We got
Also-
6. Oh, it says I have 6 AP. I had 4 before, then what, 2 tonight?
Yes.
Oh, you're a session away. You're a session away from getting clothes on your back, you hippie.
Yeah, but he has
No.
DM rewards.
Yeah.
I do. I can go and take a look at what I have.
Also, I think
You're-
because you've been here with everyone all the time, you haven't skipped any nights. You
Yeah, you-
probably are the same as like Tara.
I mean, I know I
just
missed one
went to
section.
13.
I know
How
I
many
missed
level
one
up?
section.
Yeah, I think Andy, Tara, and Bill definitely all have missed a session, so that would have put you guys behind. I'm not sure if Ian,
I've
you
never
would
missed
be-
one, no.
Yeah, you haven't missed anything, so you should be the same as Brendan.
Okay, so I should be at
Or sorry, the
8
same as
then.
Lauren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just hit level 11.
Okay. So yeah, I've just hit level
Speaking of level
13
11,
now.
Yeah.
what should I buy with
Um,
these 20 treasure checkpoints? These
I have
22.
these-
Yeah, I now have 27.
I
All
have
right,
It
shall
is-
we say goodnight and shut off the stream, Stephanie?
Yes, I will say goodnight to ZLT in the chat. Also Kane Phoenix, Soylent Plaid,
Hi.
Apricot, Droop Fruit, Commander Root, Host Giveaway, Polize, Positivity Bot, Peef, F Flow, Rondo Bun, and Slow Cool. Thank you all for watching. Join us this Sunday at 11:30 Eastern Standard in the morning Eastern Standard Time for the next module in Embers of the Last War. See you then. Bye-bye.
Come back for Winthrop with greater invisibility.
Oh, buy some clothes. You have money now.